Hello everyone. In this video, I will go over my solution to the problem named Mahmood and Dictionary taken from Codeforces round 396. This problem is rated 2000 and is an excellent problem which gives you a deeper understanding of the DSU data structure. Since this problem is a bit lengthy, I decided to split the video into two parts. Part 1 will build the idea required to solve this problem, and part 2 will explain how the data structure explained in part 1 can use to easily solve this problem. So this brings us to the learning targets for this problem, which is to be able to understand DSU data structure better by means of answering the following four types of queries. The first type of query is joining two nodes together, making them into the same connected component. And the second type of query is checking if two nodes are the same connected component. The first two queries can be easily solved using normal DSU. However, the third and fourth queries are what this problem demands us to be able to do, and that is join two nodes U and V, making U in the opposite connected component of V, and check if two nodes U and V are in opposite components to each other. So first let's consider a simple problem, and then let's try to build up the solution for the original problem. So in the simple problem, let's say that we have n people numbered from 0 to n minus 1, and we need to answer Q queries of the following form. The first type of query is that we need to make two people U and V friends, and the second type of query is that we need to check if two people U and V are friends or not. So let's take an example in which n is 5 and q is 5. So in the first query, we make 0 and 3 friends, and in the second query, we make 1 and 2 friends, and in the third query, we need to check if 0 and 2 are friends, and the answer will clearly be no, they are not friends, and because they are not in the same connected component. And the next query, we need to make 1 and 3 friends, and now we need to check if 1 and 2 are friends, and then the answer will clearly be yes, because 1 and 2 are in the same connected component now. And even if the last query was changed to 0, 2, even then the answer would be yes, because 0 and 2 are in the same connected component. So based on this idea, you can clearly see that we can easily use DSU to solve this problem. And how will we use DSU? So for every type 1 query, merge U and V, and for every type 2 query, just output if find of U gives find of V. That basically will tell us that U and V are in the same connected component. So find U equals to find of V tells us that if U and V are in the same connected component, and that's exactly what we need to do. So now that this quickly recaps the simple version of the DSU problem, let's try to extend the idea to solve the next harder version of this problem. So what if we have this harder version of the problem in which we have two additional types of queries? The third type of query is that make two people U and V enemies of each other, and the fourth type of query would be check if U and V are enemies. So this means that the harder version of this problem has the following four types of queries. First query is make two people friends. Second type of query is check if two people are friends. Third type of query is make two people enemies. And the fourth type of query is make or check if two people are enemies. So clearly we cannot use the simple version of DSU to solve this problem. But this problem does have a DSU feel to it, because we are still checking if two people are friends or not, and we have this new additional term called enemies. So let's focus on this additional term called enemies, and let's try to modify our DSU to handle the enemy component of this problem. So this is our goal. We need to try and modify DSU to handle the enemy component of this problem. So that tells us, instead of maintaining only the original DSU term of the leader of I, so in a normal DSU we had two terms, leader of I and the size of each component I. So let's not worry about size of I for now, and let's only add another variable called enemy leader of I. So originally we only had leader of I. Let's change this to make it leader of I, which is the friend leader of I, and the enemy leader of I. So what friend leader of I stores is the leader of the set of friends of I, of node I, and similarly what enemy leader of I stores the leader of the set of enemies of I. And now, based on this observation, or based on this extension of DSU, let's try to answer each type of queries. So in the first type of queries, where we need to make U and V friends, then you should be able to realize that we need to merge the friend leaders of U and V. So I'm calling it FL for short. So we need to merge friend leader of U and friend leader of V. And this is because U and V become friends. So obviously their friend leaders will merge together. That's in the standard DSU of the simpler problem, we did the exact same thing. However, we also need to do the following. We need to merge the enemy leaders of U and V. And the reason why this happens is because when U and V become friends, this means that U's enemies and V's enemies merge together, and this should also be intuitive to understand. Now, when we need to check if U and V are friends, this is also essentially one line, because we just need to check if find of friend leader of U is the same as find of friend leader of V, and this is because we just need to check if U and V are friends, and friend leader essentially stores the set of friends of U and V. However, how do we handle the next two types of operations, which are basically making U and V enemies and checking if U and V are enemies? So when we make U and V as enemies, we need to again perform two operations. So let's think what happens when U and V become enemies. So if U and V are enemies of each other, then what this means is that U's friends become V's enemies, and V's friends will also become U's enemies, and this should also be quite intuitive to understand, because friendship and enmity are transitive, and hence if you are friend with somebody else and that person, or if you are enemies with somebody else, then all your friends will also become enemies of all that person's friends, and similarly the other way around for both the nodes U and V. So that essentially means that we need to merge the friends of U with the enemies of V, and that corresponds to the first statement. And the second statement means that we need to merge all the friends of U with all the enemies of we need to merge all the enemies of U with all the friends of V. So this handles the type 3 operation. However, the type 4 operation, which is checking if U and V are enemies is not as easy as the type 2 operation, because what we need to do is we need to check for two conditions, either of two conditions. So the first way in which U and V can be enemies are if the friends of U are the enemies of V, or the other way around, which is the friends of V are the enemies of U. And if you check only one of these two conditions, you should realize that you'll get a wrong answer at some point, because either of these two conditions need to be fulfilled for U and V to be enemies. Either U's friends should be enemies with should be in the same set as V's enemies, or V's friends should be in the same set as U's enemies. So this takes care of all the four types of queries. However, how do we exactly implement this approach? So an easy way to implement this approach is that let the enemy leader of I be the indices from n to 2n minus 1, and let the friend leader of I take the indices from 0 to n minus 1. And this is because it will be easier to implement the find function, and I actually tried keeping it in two different arrays and it didn't work out well because the find function gets very confusing. So to keep the thing simple, just keep the friend leaders and the enemy leaders in a single array, with the friend leaders representing indices from 0 to n minus 1 and the enemy leaders taking indices from n to 2n minus 1. However, you'll realize that each relation can make the previous relations wrong. So in this case, if two people U and V were already enemies, so what if U and V were enemies before? Then obviously the type 1 query wouldn't make sense, and the solution to that would be to ignore this relation. So that's why we need to have two additional helper functions called check enemy and check friend. So that means that we need to ignore type 1 query if U and V were already enemies before. So if check enemy U and V returns true, then we need to ignore type 1 query. And similarly, if check friend of U comma V returns true, then we need to ignore the type 3 queries of making U and V enemies. So that gives us two more types of queries to handle. So let's call it type 5 and type 6. So type 5 is essentially check query, check friend U comma V, and type 6 is check enemy U comma V. So how do we check if U and V are friends? So finally what you need to realize is that if U and V are enemies, we need to use the function. So let's say that the function named check friend U and V does the following. It returns find of U is the same as find of V, and similarly the check enemy, which is actually the same as the type 4 query, does the following two lines. It basically returns this or this. So how do we modify our type 1 and type 3 queries? We'll basically do if check enemy, so if not check enemy U and V, then we'll do the following two things, which is merging the friend lists of U and V and merging the enemy list of U and V. And similarly, to handle the type 3 query, if not check friend of U and V, we'll basically Only then we'll basically perform the two operations of merging the friend list of u with the enemy list of v and merging the friend list of v with the enemy list of u. So that's how we build the data structure required to solve the Codeforces problem. In the next video, I will show you how this data structure solves exactly the same problem in Codeforces. So do join me in the next video.